Hi everyone, this tutorial is on how I weathered my clothes for my post-apocalyptic outfit. I found these old pair of pants that didn't fit properly, so I took in the front and then I decided I wanted to add a belt on top because it was just a bit too low in the back. So I measured how much I needed to take out, then divided it in two. And I took in these triangles based on those measurements. I just used a small straight stitch to do this. Then I tried it back on so I can pin on this belt that I cut off some old short years ago. I'm a hoarder, so I have stuff like this laying around. Then I used the same small straight stitch to stitch the belt onto my pants. Because my belt didn't have any buttons anymore, I just hand sewed two on, and I like to have two different ones. Next, I very messily cut off the bottom of my pants, and then I took a pin and pulled out a bunch of the thread. Then I take my scissors and just cut some small holes in a bunch of different places, and then went back in with the same needle and pull more threads out to make it look like it is slowly falling apart. This takes a while. Then I took some scrap fabric that I pinned in some random places and then hand sewed in place. And then I took an old t-shirt and my seam ripper and I pushed in some tiny holes to make it look like I've been wearing it for a really long time. I also make some bigger holes, and then I also take some sandpaper to rough up the surface, and this gives a really nice effect with all the tiny holes. I did the same for my pants, but it took too long, so I decided to use my Dremel tool with a sanding bit, and then I used my airbrush for the very first time. I had this really cheap one that's meant for nails and it kept clogging up. But it does give a really nice effect because it's very subtle and it's really easy to build up layers. Then I tried it on and decided if I wanted to have more damage or change anything. I went back in with some more airbrush colors on the t-shirt because it was a little too subtle, and then I took my scissors and cut some slits in the back and then cut open these slits so I can tie them back together. Then I went back in and put some black acrylic paint on all my metal parts and take off any excess with a piece of toilet paper. For my shoes I pretty much did the same, so I sanded bits. Then I took my airbrush and gave some color. Again, you don't really need an airbrush, but I really liked it. And then I went back in with a piece of paper and just blobbed some brown paint on to make it look a bit more dirty, and some black paint, and just dab it on. And that was it, my tutorial on weathering my outfit. I hope you liked this. If you want to see more pictures of my costume, you can check out my Facebook and Instagram, and if you want to see more videos, you can subscribe to my channel.